Book 2. A Hero's Son Awakens. When primal dawn spread on the eastern sky her fingers of pink light, Odysseus's true son stood up, drew on his tunic and his mantle, slung on a sword belt and a new-edged sword, tied his smooth feet into good rawhide sandals, and left his room, a god's brilliance upon him. He found the criers with clarion voices, and told them to muster the unshorn Athenians in full assembly. The call sang out, and the men came streaming in, and when they filled the assembly ground he entered, spear in hand with 2 quick hounds at heel. Athena lavished on him a sunlit grace that held the eye of the multitude. Old men made way for him as he took his father's chair. Now Lord Aegyptios, bent down and sage with years, opened the assembly. This man's son had served under the great Odysseus, gone in the decked ships with him to the wild horse country of Troy, a spearman, Antiphos by name. The ravenous Cyclops in the cave destroyed him last in his feast of men. 3 other sons the old man had, and one, Euronymos, went with the suitors, too fond for their father, but even so the old man pined, remembering the absent one, and a tear welled up as he spoke. Hear me, Ithacans, hear what I have to say. No meeting has been held here since our king, Odysseus, left port in the decked ships. Who finds occasion for assembly now? One of the young men? One of the older lot? Has he had word our fighters are returning, news to report if he got wind of it? Or is it something else, touching the realm? The man has vigor, I should say, more power to him. Whatever he desires, may Zeus fulfill it. The old man's words delighted the son of Odysseus, who kept his chair no longer, but stood up, eager to speak in the midst of all the men. The crier, Pisanor, master of debate, brought him the staff and placed it in his hand. Then the boy touched the old man's shoulder and said, No need to wonder any more, sir, who calls this session. The distress is mine. As to our troops returning, I have no news to report if I got wind to it, nor do I have public business to propose. Only my need and the trouble of my house. The troubles. My distinguished father is lost, who ruled among you once, mild as a father, and there is now this greater evil still. My home and all I have are being ruined. Mother wanted no suitors, but like a pack they came, sons of the best men here among them, lads with no stomach for an introduction to Icaros, her father across the sea. He would require a wedding gift, and give her to someone who found favor in her eyes. No, these men spend their days around our house, killing our beeves and sheep and fatted goats, carousing, soaking up our good dark wine, not caring what they do. They squander everything. We have no strong Odysseus to defend us, and as to putting up a fight ourselves, we'd only show our incompetence in arms. Expel them, yes, if I only had the power. The whole thing's out of hand, insufferable. My house is being plundered. Is this courtesy? Where is your indignation? Where is your shame? Think of the talk in the islands all around us, and fear the wrath of the gods, or they may turn and send you to devilry. Friends, by Olympian Zeus and holy justice that holds men in assembly and sets them free, make an end of this. Let me lament in peace my private loss, or did my father, Odysseus, ever do injury to the armed Athenians? Is this your way of taking it out on me, giving free rein to these young men? I might better, see my treasure and livestock taken over by you all, then, if you fed on them, I'd have some remedy, and when we met, in public, in the town, I'd press my claim. You might make restitution. This way you hurt me when my hands are tied." And in hot anger now he threw the staff to the ground, his eyes grown bright with tears. A wave of sympathy ran through the crowd, all hushed, and no one there had the audacity to answer harshly except Antinous, who said, "What high and mighty talk, Telemachus! No holding you! You want to shame us and humiliate us, but you should know the suitors are not to blame. It is your own dear, incomparably cunning mother. For 3 years now, and it will soon be 4, she has been breaking the hearts of the Athenians, holding out hope to all, and sending promises to each man privately, but thinking otherwise. Here is an instance of her trickery. She had her great loom standing in the hall, and the fine warp of some vast fabric on it. We were attending her, and she said to us, 'Young men, my suitors, now my lord is dead, let me finish my weaving before I marry, or else my thread will have been spun in vain. It is a shroud I weave for Lord Laertes when cold death comes to lay him on his bier. The country wives would hold me in dishonor if he, with all his fortune, lay unshrouded.' We have men's hearts. She touched them. We agreed. So every day she wove on the great loom, but every night by torchlight she unwove it, and so for 3 years she deceived the Athenians. But when the seasons brought the 4th around, one of the maids, who knew the secret, told us. We found her unraveling the splendid shroud. She had to finish then, although she hated it. Now here is the suitor's answer. You and all the Athenians mark it well. Dismiss your mother from the house, or make her marry the man her father names and she prefers. Does she intend to keep us dangling forever? She may rely too long on Athena's gifts, talent and handicraft, and clever mind, so cunning, history cannot show the like among the ringleted ladies of Acthea. Mycene with her coronet, Alcmene, Tyro, wits like Penelope's never were before, but this time, well, she made poor use of them. For here are suitors eating up your property as long as she holds out, a plan some god put in her mind. She makes a name for herself, but you can feel the loss it means for you. Our own affairs can wait. We'll never go anywhere else until she takes an Athenian to her liking."